We now move into room 101. Obviously, I lost last week with the red Hell in a Cell, so I am banned from this week. So this week it is Chris against Will, with Elliot being the judge. Over to you guys.
Yes, that's right. Every week, a different member of the panel will bring with them one thing from the world of wrestling that they'd like to get rid of forever. They present it to the group. If it enters room 101, it's gone forever. If not, we continue to live with it. Now, this week, I will admit I'm not really entering something into room 101, more as giving a pitch as to what we could change, and we can bin the current format for this new version that I would like to create. What I'd like to pitch to you, William, and to you, Elliot, is this. I would like Survivor Series to no longer have no actual meaning on anything within the WWE universe. So as we often see, it is the one time of the year that superstars from Raw and superstars from SmackDown go head to head. Now, obviously, when we say it's the one time of the year they go head to head, we ignore the fact that The Miz just took on Otis at Hell in a Cell. Let's just put that in the rear view for a minute. However, at the end of the show, either Raw or SmackDown is the winner, and then we carry on with our lives. What I would like to pitch is that the winner of Survivor Series either gets the 30th entrance into the Royal Rumble, or we move the draft to after Survivor Series, and the winner gets the number one pick in the draft. Now, this is similar to something they do in NBA. They have their All-Star game every year, and whoever wins the All-Star game, either the East or the West, has home court advantage for the finals. I think this is a nice way to give Survivor Series some meaning without taking away from the event itself. The event is great. I don't want to can Survivor Series. I enjoy seeing the brands go head-to-head. I just want to give it some meaning, and that is what I'd like to put forward to Room 101.
What I would like to see is it stay the same. It's Survivor Series, you got your big four, your SummerSlam, your Royal Rumble, your WrestleMania, and your Survivor Series. And at this time of year, we just have a little departure from what we have most weeks with the storylines, but also we're on the road to WrestleMania, I believe, already. Some big storylines come out of this, and it's just iconic, isn't it? I mean, over there it's Thanksgiving. People get round. Maybe all four of us could have a couple of, what do they have over there? The old marshmallow...
S'mores.
What are they called? S'mores. Do you have that do you have that with the turkey dinner? I digress. Don't they have some sort of marshmallow-based dish? I'm padding for time. I would like to see Survivor Series stay the same because it's traditional. I'm a traditionalist. 5 versus 5. We get some matches that we've never seen before, even though we just had the draft. And I, for one, am excited because I'm a positive Pete, not Pete Doon, because he's a bastard.
See, now, firstly, obviously, you're padding for time, which is fine, and I appreciate that because you know you're wrong. And, that's just one of those things. I'm not taking away anything from Survivor Series. I'm just adding another wrinkle to it. Don't be wrong, there are some matches that I'm very excited to see. Who would have thought that after the last 2 years, I'd be excited to see Bobby Lashley take on Sami Zayn again? Remember when they had the obstacle course? That was a weird time in everyone's life, but now we get to see them have a proper match. I'm very excited about Survivor Series. I think it's great. All I want to do is add something so at the end of the show, we have some meaning. Remember the greatest Royal Rumble? When there was the greatest Royal Rumble belt that disappeared forever? That gave some meaning to that show. You remember the trophy for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal that gets destroyed every year? It gives some meaning to it. This is just a symbolic meaning that either show has an advantage going forward after Survivor Series.
I think you're talking pish. For me, Survivor Series needs to stay the same. Look, you've got Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. You've got 5-on-5 matches all over the card. It's a traditional pay-per-view. And I sort of get where you're coming with the stipulations. Very original thought. But what I would say is that would almost take away from the booking going forward. We've got another pay-per-view to come after Survivor Series. Then we have got the Royal Rumble. So we've got a lot of time to fill, which obviously is something I know a lot about. I would like Survivor Series to stay the same. It's one of the great four. You think of SummerSlam, you think of Royal Rumble. By God, you think of Survivor Series.
I will say this, I've been on a roller coaster of emotions going through this because initially I was offended at the fact that you said that Survivor Series has no meaning when some of the best feuds of the year have been ended at Survivor Series or even just come out of nothing. But then as you make your points, Chris, about how we need to add a little bit more to being the final person in the Survivor Series match, it did quite get me thinking and did get me somewhat on side into thinking that, oh yeah, if you end up beating the other team, you're going to be rewarded on top of that. But then that had me thinking a little bit more in that people are just going to start screwing each other over, which you could argue maybe leads to better storylines and feuds and stuff. But the real kicker for me is the suggestion that you made that the winner could get the 30th entrant in the Royal Rumble. And I hate that idea because the one thing I hate is knowing who is going to be number 30 in the Royal Rumble. This year's Royal Rumble was arguably the best Royal Rumble ever. And I remember just before he came out that it was Seth Rollins, and it hurt me. It made me upset. I want to be surprised at number 30. I think you've gone the right track, Chris, but because of that reason, I am not going to be putting your suggestion into Room 101.
I would like to point out that I'm not suggesting that we know who the entrance is going to be. We just know the brand it's from.
Yeah,
However,
you will.
However, I appreciate that I have 105 seconds to make my point. I clearly didn't make it well enough, so I accept my loss, unlike Will, who would have complained about it. However, as ever, it's not up to us. We want to hear from you, the Go Home Show universe. Let us know on Twitter at Go Home Show Pod, or let us know in the comments of our YouTube channel. What do you think? What should they do to Survivor Series to give it that extra wrinkle, or should it be left alone?